And look how much better humanity and our world is. You know, we're saving Christianity. We're saving God. We're saving the family unit. We're saving this nation. I mean,
this clip has resurfaced. Eric Trump on the Benny Johnson show. Now, Benny is a big Christian, guys. Benny, every day, Benny wakes up and he's like, Christ is king. Every morning, Benny does. Every single morning, Benny wakes up and is like, Christ is king. Glory to God. Right? Benny is like, he says he is a man of God, a man of the cloth. And Benny is out there taking Russian money and lying, but I don't know how he integrates that into being a man of God. We also know that Benny likes to hit the hotel room with young men during the TPUSA events while his wife cries herself to sleep in the hotel bar with friends. So we know Benny's got a little closeted thing going on, but he's still a man of God. Okay, so he's taking that Russian money. He's a plagiarizer. He's, you know, like swinging, okay? And you know, there's nothing wrong with being gay, but he's a man of God who preaches about not being gay, and he's being gay. So I don't know. I don't know how he finagles it. But regardless of all that, he does present himself as a serious man of God, of Jesus. Christ is king. Jesus is Lord. And, you know, he's always talking about his children and being a father and all this. But now watch this interview here. Watch this clip. And let's watch Benny's reaction to what Eric Trump is saying. Let's just watch it, and then we'll do a little commentary, because this is unique.
Destroy us. And yet here we are, and we have this amazing peace, you know, deal on Charlie Kirk's birthday. I can't tell you how many things are lining up. I mean, think about the fact that this book came out on Charlie Kirk's birthday, on the same day as we have peace in the Middle East. You know, I mean, so many different factors are all coming together at once in the most unthinkable, unbelievable journey. You couldn't have scripted this. You
see, hold on. His book is Under Siege by Eric Trump. My family's fight to save our nation. Just so you know, that's why it says Under Siege, and he's talking about the book. But yeah, that line about the peace in the Middle East. No, this is not current, guys. This is back in October. But I think this is really important because he was talking about the peace in the Middle East. My family, we were under siege. We're saving the nation. But watch, it gets better.
The wildest author could not have scripted this book and the trials and tribulations and twists and turns to get to where we are today. And look how much better humanity and our world is. You know, we're saving Christianity. We're saving God. We're saving the family unit. We're saving this nation. I mean, you know, DEI is out the window, Benny. You know, I mean, you no longer have Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the national, you know, for the national anthem. You no longer have, you know, a Budweiser going woke as hell. Or all of this is dead. And yet, what do we have? You know, we have a return to people going to church. We have a return to people, you know, valuing their children and valuing society and believing in the white picket fence and what the American dream represents and what the American dream stands for, and American exceptionalism and peace around the world, and that people can coexist with one another without having to, you know, pick up arms and destroy each other for no reason whatsoever, other than, you know, incompetent and, you know, and egotistical governments. It's a beautiful time, and he will go to heaven for all of that.
Oh my God.
God absolutely guided this journey in ways that, you know, you'll learn in Under Siege. I mean, it's a big part of the story, but he was there the entire time.
Okay, so now, guys, that was a lot. So, dude, this was right after my birthday, October 25th of 2025. 5 months ago. 5 months. So the first thing I couldn't help but notice that he said was how he said woke is over. DEI is out. Budweiser woke. Everything woke was over. No more Colin Kaepernick. But what happened 3 months later when Bad Bunny was at the Super Bowl, right? 3 months. After they are victorious over woke and DEI, it took 3 months before they had a crisis over the Super Bowl. For an American citizen, mind you, a Puerto Rican music artist, 3 months before their big war over DEI, the victory over DEI fell 3 months later. That's number one. Now, we all heard the thing about the peace in the Middle East, right? They're celebrating peace in the Middle East. God's hand guided Trump. No, there's no egotistical governments picking up arms against one another. We literally just fired Tomahawk missiles into a grade school and killed 200 children. Like 2 weeks ago, bro. What? Right? Isn't that wild? 5 months, guys, from world peace, peace in the Middle East, to literally we're at war with Iran. 5 months later. Now, those are the obvious ones. Now, the other thing is he said, we're saving Christianity, we're saving God. And Benny was like, hallelujah. He was like, had his eyes closed. He was fucking, oh, dude, you could see him welling up. Like his Grindr password was vibrating in his fucking pocket when Eric said that. But like, all right, now, you know that for me, I don't believe in that stuff. But guys, if you are a Christian and you really believe in God, somebody from a mere mortal family on earth, the Trumps, a guy with felonies, a guy who's committed adultery hundreds of times on every wife, he skeezed on his interns. They couldn't leave him alone with interns because he was so nasty. And to say that that guy in the family saved Christianity and they saved God, like the arrogance of that statement, they saved it. Like, oh my God, if it wasn't for the Trumps, there would be no God, there would be no Christianity. And Benny is like, oh yeah. Benny is like, dude, let's get on Grindr together. I mean, guys, that's blasphemy. That is like, if there were a God, these people would all be going to hell. And he's talking about Trump going to heaven for saving God, for saving Christianity. Like, dude, isn't that crazy? But the Christians, the supposed Christians, are like, yes, you saved God, you saved Christianity. Isn't that wild? Look at Benny's face when he says this, dude.
Saving this nation.
Here it is.
This book and the trials and tribulations and twists and turns to get to where we are today. And look how much better humanity and our world is. You know, we're saving Christianity. We're saving God. We're saving the family unit. We're
Look
saving
at him.
This nation. I mean, you know, DEI is out the window, Benny.
Dude, he's like, oh, Benny. I think Benny, like, dude, there was release right there, guys. Dude, I saw release. I did. I don't know if you saw it. I saw release. Let me just tell you. DEI's out the window. No more woke Budweiser. 3 months later, woke and the Super Bowl. And 1 month after that, and we are literally at war in the Middle East. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's wild, guys. I mean, I just don't know what to make of this, right? Because, guys, what I have not been able to figure out is how do they convince themselves of their Christianity, right? Like, what's their barometer? You know, because, I mean, I'm not even a Christian. Okay, I'm very familiar with the tenets of Christianity. I was a Christian. I was going to be a preacher. But even not being a Christian, I know that like arrogance and judgmental nature and self-righteousness is like the cardinal sin, bro. They warn you almost on every page, like, don't be haughty, don't be arrogant, lest ye be the judge. There's only one judge. in Christianity. But these guys are like, man, they think they are like prophets and shit. They are like above God, you know? I mean, they're Calvinists, okay? And that is one of the perversions, guys. This is like, I'm going to bring Paula in for a moment. Because she's one too. Suck it the baka to suck it the pa. Let's go. Thank you, Paula. So they're Calvinists, which means the presence of millions of dollars in their family means they're blessed by God. It is one of the biggest perversions of Christianity, is that Calvinism. If you make a lot of money, if you have millions, that means God's blessing you. You're doing it right. I mean, bro, isn't it wild though? Isn't it wild that every single thing he said in October of 2025, 5 months ago, every single thing he said did not come to pass? Within 5 months, everything he said has just been blown apart. And I bet neither one of these guys would acknowledge this. I bet none of them would acknowledge it. They would literally just be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I mean, if you want to look at Benny, the man of God, like Benny has been communing with all sorts of crazy shit, right? Like we have this. You ready? Here's Benny.
Hi.
Hello, Alina.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Well, nice
Big
to meet
fan.
you. I'm a fan. You're the one saving Trump. You're doing more important work than me.
America, not just Trump. And I agree with everything you just said. And I think that your anger is the same that President Trump has for our country.
There's Benny platforming another grapist, right? A guy who's got grape charges in multiple countries under investigation. Yeah, dude, isn't that funny? Benny had him on. This was when Tate announced the bruv party, right? You see her, though? Dude, you see Benny? Benny's like, oh, praise Jesus, because I'm sure Tate paid a lot of money. I'm sure Tate paid him. That's why he's on, because Tate paid him, and Benny will take money from everyone. But isn't that wild? Dude, whether these two guys hooked up, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not. I'd say maybe. Oh, shit. Isn't that wild? Dude. Chaos. Bro. Chaos. Dude. Trump's like, yep, they're with me. Give me, who's got the mosquitoes? Oh, who's got the mosquitoes? What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.